Every week, we ask the same question. What's the reason for this? What's the reason? Why is this happening? Is it execution, personnel, injuries, bad luck, or is it something deeper? I don't know. I don't think anybody necessarily knows exactly what it is. Because here's the part nobody wants to say out loud. Has the game started to creep past Andy Reid? Hey, what's happening, everybody? I'm Big Temp. That's Mr. Mike LaFleur, my co-host, and we are the Cavecast. And as you can see, if you are new to the channel, we're Chiefs fans. And I will say this, if you are new, please make sure you hit that like button, hit that sub button, and if you can and you like what you see and hear, hit that hype button. It's a new thing that they have on YouTube. We would appreciate it. I don't know if everybody understands. We kind of waited to actually come out with a video, to basically do any kind of content because it was pretty much flooded. Everybody was bringing out, and I tend to think that if you come out with something after something just bad happened to you, more of it is based in anger and frustration. And you might say some things that you may not mean or whatever, right? But I just want everybody to know this has been not the greatest season to be a Chiefs fan. And I want to say that the last time that we actually did not make the playoffs was 2014. I had Mike check that before we came on, and he did reassure me that yes, the last time we did not make the playoffs as the Kansas City Chiefs anyway, it was 2014. Now look, at some point, we're going to have to stop pretending that this Chiefs season is just a slow start, a weird stretch, or they'll figure it out because they always do. We're deep into the year, okay? And the same problems keep showing up like they're collecting reward points or something. The offense looks out of sync. The line protects like they're allergic to contact. The defense plays great right up until they remember it's optional, and the play calling feels like someone found Andy Reid's 2019 playbook and said, yeah, let's run that again. Every week, we ask the same question. What's the reason for this? What's the reason? Why is this happening? Is it execution, personnel, injuries, bad luck, or is it something deeper? I don't know. I don't think anybody necessarily knows exactly what it is. Because here's the part nobody wants to say out loud. Has the game started to creep past Andy Reid? Now, relax. Don't throw your phone or nothing like that. I'm not talking about legacy. Andy Reid is a Hall of Famer today, yesterday, and tomorrow. Okay? The man could draw up a screen pass in his sleep. But even legends hit that moment where the league starts treating them like their playbook is like a Netflix I can't even talk. Netflix rerun. Defenses aren't supposed or surprised anymore. They're sitting on routes like, basically like they reserve those seats or something. Everything feels slower, predictable, unwilling to adapt. The motions, the misdirection, the creativity, that's what used to make the defenses spin like they were on roller skates. None of it is scaring anybody right now. Defenses see a jet sweep or jet sweep motion and don't even flinch. They're like, yeah, we've watched the film. Go ahead, run that. Is it coaching? Is it roster construction? Is it both? Because the players look frustrated. The fans are frustrated. And at this point, even the commentators are running out of polite ways to say, what are we doing? This isn't about disrespecting a legend. It's about asking the tough questions every great coach eventually faces. Is it time to evolve? Because right now, the Chiefs look like a team trying to stream a game on dial-up. And until someone in that building admits what we are all seeing, we're going to keep watching the same movie. A superstar quarterback, a Hall of Fame coach, and an offense that couldn't find rhythm if it came with step-by-step instructions. These are just a couple of the things that have gone through my head, and I hate to say it, some of these things may be true. Mike, did I say anything in that you found to be a little bit uneasy or not maybe close to what's happening in Kansas City?
Not really. Like with the read points, I agree. Uh, what I will say is, I look, believe it or not, I actually think the offensive line as a whole overall has been one of the stronger suits this year, just
When it's
as
healthy.
totality.
When it's
Right, when they're
healthy.
healthy. Yeah, when they're healthy, like it's been one of the like Pat is like he's like the I want to say he's like the fourth least pressured quarterback in the NFL right now, or
Okay.
something like that. So he's having time to throw in the pocket. Obviously, we've had moments where, like you said, guys are getting injured. We're missing guys. You know, Josh Simmons had to sit out for a little while. So
Yeah.
yeah, I get all that. But like overall, I think the line has been. I don't think like in previous years, uh, that's been like a main issue. Now the defensive line, that's a different story. But
here's my here's my question
I do
since
think
you
that's like one of the stronger suits this year, though, for sure.
here's my question. Because you sent me something tonight, and we're going to refer back to it. There's a guy on uh, Twitch, I mean, not Twitch, on X, you
X,
sent me.
yeah.
And you sent it to me, and this guy goes through here and he finds a trips play where they have three receivers to the right-hand side, right? And this is 4 games in a row.
I think it's a
He
bunch set, if I'm not remember.
It is a bunch set. I think if I remember
Yep.
right, maybe you're right. It was a bunch set. And the bunch set basically he runs this same damn play 4 weeks in a row. Four
In the
weeks in
same
a row
situation.
in the same situation. And it works out for them 3 times. And for some reason they kept going back to this well until it ran dry. And then all of a sudden they think that I don't know if they were surprised that it didn't work.
You know what's funny about that? You know what's funny about the play? It's like the dude said, the play call itself, the play call didn't work because the play is like, genius.
Yeah,
It worked those 3 times because Mahomes and the receivers made literally
adjustments.
something out of nothing. Like
Yeah,
literally. Like
Mahomes
all three of those
literally.
times. Yeah, all three of those plays that were successful with that play literally happened out of structure.
And the
Like
funny thing
it
about
wasn't
that
because
is,
the play was executed like 100%, and that's not what that was. It was just Mahomes and whoever the receiver was at that particular time making a play. So
and the funny thing about that, and you guys forgive me, I've been having some allergy issues here the last 2 days. So, but the funny thing about that is that it's a trips play or a bunch play with a uh, over route, a corner route, and then an underneath route. And it's every time. every time they run the same play. And like you said, Mahomes makes an adjustment to actually throw the ball to the guy. He actually throws the guy open. Or the wide receiver makes an adjustment or makes the corner or the defender who's guarding him fall, or he just loses him, and then he makes an adjustment. It is almost like the plays are there to actually like kind of give a guideline. They're not really like what they're supposed to do. It's like, hey, let's go out here and play backyard football, which is what's been the kind of, how should I say, it's been like what people have actually noted about the Kansas City Chiefs, what people have actually said about them. It's like they don't really run plays. And I remember you talking to me about watching the Manning cast, and Manning actually asked the question, or basically made the statement, I don't really think these guys run plays, because he's watching what's happening on the field and he's like, I don't understand what they're doing. I don't understand what route concepts they're coming up with or what they're doing. It's like they're not even running plays. If I'm remembering, that's what you were talking about.
Yeah, that's what he said.
So that kind of just it kind of looms over what this season actually has been on the offensive side of the ball. Are we really not running plays? Are we running plays? Are we running just a bunch of dummy routes and just
You know
one
what I think
guy?
too? You know
What?
what I think on top of that? Like, I'm starting to think that like the team like offensively is so much more successful when Mahomes is just either he's calling the shit on the fly or he's making something out of nothing. When
Yeah.
he when it's what I'm saying, it's not that I want Mahomes to just keep doing like uh keep having to make something out of nothing, because if that's the case, then obviously something's not working right with the original play, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that like it's like when I don't remember what game it was when we had to hurry up and get a hurry up offense at the end of the game. I don't remember exactly what game it was, but Mahomes was calling the plays, and they were able to get the ball downfield quick.
Was that the Dallas game?
I don't know. It was before that. I think it was before that,
Okay.
because I think we ended up winning that game, whatever
It's
game
either
that it is I'm talking about.
it may have been the Indianapolis
I think it was
game.
either it might have been Indianapolis or it was Detroit. It was one of them. I just can't remember exactly what it was. But I know
Yeah.
that it was late in the game, and Mahomes was the one calling the plays.
Yeah,
Speed
I've
and a
noticed.
hurry up offense, and they looked way better. They actually moved the ball better than when I have been seeing them like
I think it
consistently. I'm like,
I
well,
think
wait a
it
minute.
was I think it was the Indy game. I remember talking about that at the end of that game about how they were in like a hurry up offense and they actually were playing better in a hurry up offense. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
my thing is even if that's the case, I don't know how excuse me, I don't know how happy Mahomes is right now with the play calling, or the not necessarily the play calling, but maybe even the personnel that comes in with that said play calling, right? Um, because there was a
I
couple
don't think he likes
times
the scheme.
I don't
I'm gonna
either,
be honest
because there
with
was a
you.
couple times he did not look happy about what they were running, you know. And I'm also going to say this, just on the offense alone, Andy Reid, when he got let go from Philly, the main reason why, and a lot of the things, the big knock on Andy was because he didn't really have, how should I say, he wasn't very good at the clock management situation, right? Last week, we watched him in the Houston Texans game where it's a tie game, right? And he goes for it on a 4th and long one, maybe 4th and 2, right? On
It was
their
fourth and
side.
four,
No, the
if I
first one.
remember
Not
right.
that's the first one. The first one I'm talking about is 4th and 1. Remember, they didn't
You
have
talking on their 33?
Yeah, on their own 31. They did not pick up the first
Oh, I was
down.
fucking one on that one.
It
Yeah,
was
yeah, you're
10
right. You're right.
it was 10 minutes left to go in the game, right? And he goes for it on 4th and 1, a very long one at that. But they have no running back in the backfield to even give the the idea if there's a possible run or anything like that. They line Kareem up on the outside of a tight end. I don't know what reason they were. And then they bring Hollywood in motion. It was just
He
a
was in the
big.
backfield for. Wasn't he in the backfield?
Well, they brought him back in motion into
Hollywood.
the backfield. Yeah, they brought him back into the
Yeah.
backfield. But
Uh,
what reason? What is the purpose of that? You know, and like I said, it's fourth in a long one with 10 minutes left to go, and then if you don't make it, you give momentum back to the Texans in a short field, which eventually led to a fucking touchdown for the Texans.
he
And
basically gave them 7 points, bro.
yeah, and the clock
Literally.
management there, to me is like, look, you got to control the game. It's 10 minutes left in the game. Your defense is playing lights out. You know, kick the fucking ball, punt
It's
it
so
off.
weird. It's so
Yeah,
weird because he usually would have just he usually would be like, okay, my our defense is playing lights out.
yeah,
We're just gonna punt the ball here. It would make sense if he did it on our own, 40.
yeah,
But or you know what I'm saying. But like, bro, to punt it right or to go for it right there, and then you
yeah.
give them a short field and they score like literally right after that. Like that was the game right there.
I
Honestly,
I don't understand what's going on with. And I know he's probably looking for a spark. He thinks it's a spark issue or a confidence issue, maybe, or maybe it's just something to kind of wake the guys up. Maybe he was thinking, if we get this first down, then now we've taken momentum. Some way to wake the guys up or get them back involved into the game, which I don't think they needed at that point. They were involved. The
I actually
defense
think
was
I actually think we
the,
were in control of the game, even though we were losing.
Yeah, well, the defense was working. The defense was
Yeah.
winning, and they had what was it, six consecutive, punts by the Houston
Oh, it was
Texans at that.
tied. Yeah, we weren't even
Yeah,
losing. But yeah,
yeah,
you're
we
right.
weren't even leading. So, I mean, they were doing what they needed to do. They just needed for him to just make sure that he sailed that motherfucking ship along the path that it needed to go. And for some reason, he decided to, turn the wheel to the right outside, where the wind wasn't blowing.
Man,
I don't know. Like I said, it's a big disconnect right now. It's a very big disconnect. And it's not just on the field with Andy Reid and the players and the coaching staff. It's also disconnect between the coaching staff and the position coaches and the players and the coach, the head coach, and even the GM, as far as I'm concerned. There's a big disconnect right now in Kansas City. And I couldn't be more discouraged by what I've seen over the last 2 weeks for sure. I get it that the Texans are a great defensive team, very good defensive team. But I also know that we were in that game and Mahomes he did not play well, which I didn't expect him to be great in that game just for the simple fact that they were missing three starting offensive linemen, with Simmons being out, Trey Smith being gone, and Jawan Taylor being gone. But to lose Wanye Morris on the very first play, your backup left
man.
tackle, and then now you have to bring in a guy who was on the practice squad and has never had a snap and he's a rookie. You bring this guy in, and then all of a sudden, we find us a new tackle.
Hey, man, that dude held. He held Daniel. What's his name? Daniel Hunter.
Danielle Hunter.
Daniel Hunter. Uh, he probably had the best game from a tackle's perspective out of anybody that's played against that dude this entire season.
Yeah, 4%
He
pressure
wasn't
rate.
able to do. Yeah, he literally couldn't do anything.
You know what's funny
So
about that? And
that was very impressive.
this is why I say there's a disconnect, right? because Veach has been looking for talent and signing talent and this and this and that. And Veach signed this guy off as a UDFA, right? Undrafted free agent, Esapole, out of Washington. Was it Washington or Washington State? I think it was Washington State. So he signs this guy and they give him a chance. He comes in and everybody's loving this kid during the fucking, workouts and the preseason and everything like that. But then they decide to let him go. Coaching staff does, not Brett Veach. And then they let him go. He winds up going to New York Jets. And the New York Jets keep him up there, and he's up there all season, and they wind up letting him go towards the end of the season, midway through the season, something like that. The Chiefs grab him back up, and he comes back to Kansas City. Now, from what I understood, he's been practicing as a right tackle during
No, left
practices.
tackle. He's never played.
I'm
So
just telling you,
the dude,
I was
the
just watching
dude.
the thing.
So listen, the dude. I can't think of his name. The dude. The one that be on Locked On.
Matt Derrick.
I think it's him or the other one. I can't remember the name.
Matt Derrick said he's been practicing as a right tackle. He said, "Let me tell you," he
Yeah,
said they
apparently they
haven't
said
had it.
he's never played right tackle before.
No,
So
he's never played right tackle. So, but they've been having him practice at right tackle, and so he's been practicing at right tackle this whole time that he's been there, back with the Kansas City Chiefs organization. Wanye Morris goes out in this Texans game in the very first offensive play, and they bring him in because they have no other choice. They put him on that line, and this kid performs at a rate where I didn't think this was going to happen. You're an undrafted free agent, you're a rookie, and you come out, and he was poised, he was solid, he was, I mean,
I ain't gonna lie.
his hand fighting was great. He looked
I'm not gonna
really
say I.
good.
I'm gonna say I thought he was gonna do exactly what he did,
Yeah,
but I remember watching like when we first got him. Um, they were. It was like a. I think it was right when he signed with the Chiefs, like right after,
yeah,
and they were doing like an interview with him or something like that, and it was talking about him getting signed or whatever, and you know how you can tell by a player's demeanor
yeah,
and like how they just how they talk and how they like approach the game and stuff like that. Bro, that dude is a dog, bro.
yeah,
And on top of that, I feel like he's one of those dudes that he he gets a chip on his shoulder to try and show that he can really play. So
What's
I'm not
funny
gonna
is
lie, I wasn't really surprised that he played well. Now, did I think he was gonna do exactly what he did?
no,
No. But
no,
I wasn't like, oh my God, we gotta I wasn't really worried, to be
no.
honest with you.
You know what?
So
What it was for me is that here's this guy at 6'5", 329 pounds. He he's kind of built like Simmons a little bit, not as wide shoulder as Simmons is, but tall, a little bit slender, more quick foot about himself. You know, he's very very you know I would say if I seen him somewhere, I would say, man, that's a big motherfucker, right?
hey, you're selling him short. He's actually bigger than that. I'm pretty
I
sure
thought
he's
it was
like
six.
6'7".
I thought he said 6'5". I thought they said 6'5", 329.
Let me look real quick.
I could have swore that's what they said, but no matter what, I like
Yeah, he's
this
listed as
kid. He is
he's a
listed
big
as 6'7".
motherfucker.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
320.
here's the funny thing about this. They started Wanye Morris over this kid.
Man, look.
Hold on, I'm going to say this again. They
Go ahead.
started Wanye Morris over this kid. I just want to know, who was the talent evaluator in Kansas City? Who is the talent evaluator and the people that are making these decisions in Kansas City when it comes to the Chiefs? Because
Wait, when you say talent evaluator, are you meaning like
who's the
who's the
person
one
that's
making the decision?
Exactly.
Like making
Who's
the
the one,
decision to play these dudes,
or to
or
keep these guys? Who? Because you let this man go.
but I
You
don't.
let.
I think so. When you say okay, this is how I'm looking at it. When you say talent value, to me, I'm okay. Maybe you're right
It's gotta
because
be. It's gotta be because think about it. When they get ready
it's
to
the
do
coaches, man. I'm sorry.
exactly. So when they get ready to do the cuts, whenever they get ready to do the cuts after, when the preseason starts, dwindling down games and they start cutting down to, from 93 to 70 something, whatever they do. Somebody decided, hey, we need to cut Esapole and we're going to keep Wanye as a backup. When Wanye has film that shows you he is horribly bad at left tackle, and even have a film out there where Mahomes is pissed and says, get him off the field. I'm sorry. How did we fuck this up? And it
And
starts
you know what's
making me
funny?
it starts making me wonder about the other positions where we have fucked up at, where we have let
Dan, I'm
guys go.
telling you, no, we've been saying this. There's a disconnect between Veach and the fucking coaches, bro.
It is.
I'm
I
telling you.
I I
Because
really believe
think
so.
about it. As soon as he was released from the Jets, what happened?
They picked
Veach
him
went and
back up.
got him.
Yeah. And they were
Veach
gonna
went and
sit
got him.
and they were gonna sit him behind him again. They were going to say the only reason why Esapole, you know who this guy is, for any reason as a Chiefs fan, is because Wanye Morris got hurt. If he
Well,
doesn't
we
get
knew
hurt,
about him,
but I'm
but
saying most fans wouldn't have known about him. It wouldn't have never got a chance to see him play. And if Wanye doesn't
true.
get hurt, Esapole doesn't come in this game. And you don't get to see what the fuck they've been doing as far as the mistakes they've been making when it comes to talent and putting them on the field. You would
Facts.
not have seen this because they would have never let that guy play if they didn't have to. It's the same thing when I've been talking about guys that are sitting on the bench. Elijah Mitchell, they tell us, well, he can't do this, he can't do that. How the fuck do we know this? Because you're not putting him on the field. We've been talking about a guy who can break, who can be a game breaker. Well, from what I understood, when Elijah Mitchell was in San Francisco, he was a game
Yeah, he was a
breaker.
game breaker. Yeah, he
He
was
was a
definitely a
game
game breaker.
breaker.
He was one of the
He
more he was one of the more faster and shiftier players coming out of college.
But
His
you
rookie
don't get
year.
to see him
So
play because for some reason they are not allowing these guys to go on the field. Christian Fulton. Christian Fulton is a $20 million damn deal we made this year during the offseason as a free agent. They go and get him, they pay him the money, and he's played what, one game?
it's been like I want to say it's been like three. Uh,
Has he
but
really
he was
maybe
inactive. I'm pretty sure he was inactive this last. He's not hurt as far as what I
he's
recall.
not hurt. He's not hurt.
He's not
He's
hurt. I don't know what.
he's
Listen,
not hurt.
bro. I'm sorry.
But
I
he,
don't know
but
what is going on.
you gave him 20 million. 20
And
million
look,
that
Christian Fulton's a good player. Like I know he got injured earlier this season, where he was already having like a leg problem, kind of
yeah.
before, and then he got healthy. But you
Yeah.
still weren't planning on playing him, so it's just like, well. As a matter of fact, when the season started, they were saying that like he was healthy, but they didn't want to rush him back. But you took like 8 weeks to play him.
Exactly.
But he was healthy that whole time.
So you got Elijah
Oh,
Mitchell, you got Esapole, you got fucking Christian Fulton, and you also have Jaden Hicks, a guy everybody thought was next up as a safety who was going to be a star, but you're not playing him. You have Jeffrey Bossa, who is a tremendously talented and gifted fucking linebacker who is not seeing the field. And you
that
also
he might be their second most athletic linebacker on the team
And now you
behind
also
Leo.
have Noah Williams, who actually got into the game last week because of the injury to Trent McDuffie. But before that, they weren't giving him but limited snaps, and he's the best man-to-man coverage defender you have. He is a natural man corner, and he's a ball hawk. But you won't play him. So these are the things that I said, like we were talking before, there is a disconnect. And the disconnect makes no sense because I can't understand for the life of me why you have talent that is there sitting on your fucking sidelines and you're not letting them get any kind of fucking real snaps
Bro, they're playing
and you
Mike
need
Edwards,
them.
bro. It's like
Yeah,
significant snaps.
you played Mike
Significant.
Edwards.
He might be playing more snaps than he since he's been there than Jaden has.
They they
Because
they
he's been
let
playing a lot.
Yeah, they play him more than they play Jaden Hicks. And I don't understand that when Jaden Hicks, and look, no knock on Mike Edwards, but he's an older player. He's not what he used to be. You have a Jaden Hicks on your field, a second year player who is a very good player. You got to let them get their lumps. You got to
And you
let them
gotta
go
let
out
him,
there.
yeah, you gotta let him, because like I seen people was pointing. I think somebody was pointing out that he made like a few mistakes in one of them games, and I'm just like, well, yeah, that's gonna happen when you don't get as much burn. You gotta let him fill the game out. Y'all don't even give these dudes a chance. It's like there's some players that have way shorter leashes. Like if you're not one of those players that they adore, you don't get the kind of leash that other players get. Like you make one or two mistakes, you're done. Like, bro, I'll give
Yeah.
you a prime example. I'll give you a prime example of this. And I'm not saying that this player is better than this player because that's not really my point. Remember when Carson Steele, he was the starter for those couple
Yeah.
games
Yeah.
where when Pacheco got hurt, right?
Yeah. I remember.
So he played a couple games, right? He was very solid first game. I think he had like 70 yards
Yeah.
and or something like that. He was fine. And then the next couple games didn't really do so great. Fumbled a couple times, and then after that, they never gave him another run ever
Yeah.
again. After that, they
I do remember
completely
that.
shut him out. Like they completely shut him out. He never got any meaningful snaps after that ever again.
I do remember that. I do
But
remember exactly when that
but
happened.
yeah, but do that to Pacheco.
Yeah.
I get it. At the time, I get like the situation may be a little different. Honestly, I don't even think so because I know they brought in Kareem, but that was like games after the fact that with the Kareem situation or the Carson situation. So like, I get it. Well, even with Pacheco, like Pacheco started week 7 of his rookie year.
Yeah.
CEH wasn't even hurt yet. He was still healthy. CEH didn't get hurt until week 11 of that year. So it wasn't like they did it out of necessity and because they had to. They
Yeah.
did it because they thought that Pacheco was giving them the best chance, at that time to be their starting running back. But my
What
thing is Pacheco made mistakes as well. But you let him play through that. You didn't do that with Carson.
it's a development thing though, and this is why I was saying
Yeah.
because when you got these guys, and this is why I say you got guys who are coaches up there who never really played the positions or they played out of the position that they're in, right? Like if I've got Embry, who last year or the year before was the running backs coach, why in the fuck is he the fucking wide receivers coach?
Man.
He if he's never been a wide receiver, I would really this is just me. I want a fucking coach, a position coach, a guy who played the fucking position. That's who I want. I want a guy who played the position, who understands what it means and what these routes mean when a corner is playing me inside, if he's sitting on top of a route or if I notice he's sitting on top of a route or the tendencies that this corner may have. I want a fucking wide receiver coach. I want a defensive lineman coach as a guy who actually played defensive line. I mean, is that so much to ask for? I don't think it
Man,
is.
no, the more I keep thinking about it, bro, the more it's starting to really piss me off. Because, bro, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, because you know what the excuse is to not use Brashard? It's that and this is what everybody tells me, is that he doesn't have a lot of running back experience, right? From college, right? And this is the problem that I
Mm-mm.
have because motherfuckers is not consistent. You know who had a whole lot of running back experience in college that still didn't play? I just mentioned his name. I'll wait. Carson
Well,
Steele.
Carson Steele, yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm not saying that Carson Steele is going to be this game breaker or even like a starting running back for us. But people got to stop making excuses for these coaches, bro.
And that's
It's
why.
simply because they don't want to play these players. It's simple as that.
No,
Carson Steele was a three-time. He was a three-time 1,000-yard back, and
in
then
college,
left.
yeah,
Yeah, in college, and then left. Went to UCLA and still put up like almost 1,000 yards still
yeah.
on very efficient yards per carry. A very nifty and shifty back for his size, who also is a very he's an in between the tackle kind of guy. And he's got, I wouldn't say he's got game breaker speed, but he's got decent speed, nothing crazy. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
that's the
But it's
reason
just because
why.
they don't want to play him. That's all. That's all it is. That's all it comes down to.
And this is why I said, and I told this to somebody, and I said, the Chiefs, and I think I told you the same thing. I think the Chiefs are going to have to make some drastic fucking changes between cutting 20 to 25 guys on that roster and getting rid of somebody, if not two or three of those coaches on that coaching staff. Dave Tube automatically might be number
Yeah,
one
he
that's
got to
gone.
go.
But
Him and Nagy got to go.
Embry, Nagy, and even probably
Whoever the running back coach is, he got to go.
yeah. And because I just know that if you I don't and this I'm not saying that to get rid of Reed at all. That's not my saying. I don't think you fire Andy Reid, but I do also think that you make Andy Reid fire somebody. If I'm
Yeah,
the GM,
you got to
if I'm
put Reed in
the
that position for sure.
exactly, if I'm the GM, I'm telling Andy, look, you got to get rid of these guys because the locker room is not responding to them. We need fresh ideas. We need boldness. We need some kind of aggressiveness. We need somebody that's going to, bring a new accountability back to that locker room and to these guys that are playing on the offensive side. On the defensive side, you need to make sure that Spags understands, hey, if I go get you a goddamn player, I'm expecting you to use his ass. I don't want to hear no bullshit about
Exactly.
how he don't fit into the system. He don't fit this. He
Figure it
don't fit that.
out.
You know what that? As Smokey's mama said. When he told me that this ain't enough, make it enough.
Right. Man, facts.
You got to fucking put your foot down. And I'm sorry, Chiefs fans got to understand. Yes, we have been very, very blessed with what we have had in the past few years with Mahomes, Kelce, Jones, Reed, whatever. But to be that short sighted and act like it's over when we still have the best QB in the league, I think, by far. And you can still build around this guy.
Man.
To act like, or to acquiesce anyway, that, we should be thankful that we had this. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not built that way. I'm built to fucking win. I want to win.
But two things can be true though, because like you can appreciate obviously what the Chiefs have done these past like 8 years and
Yes, you can
still want
appreciate it.
and still want to compete. Like we still want to compete.
But
Now, dude,
but
does that mean that we think they're gonna win every single year? No,
no,
obviously not, because no team
no.
wins every single year. But we want to still be able to compete. Now, it's like I said, like, for as long as they've been successful, you know, a down year, I mean, is it bad? Yes. But at the same time, it's like we said, it could be a blessing in disguise as well.
I'm gonna put it like
You
this.
know what I'm saying? Like it could force changes that need
Yeah,
to be
it
had,
can.
and also it can give you an opportunity to get somebody higher in the draft that you normally wouldn't get.
Exactly.
You know
And
what I'm
I'll
saying?
and I'll be honest with
Even
you.
if it's at 20, even if they get somebody at 20, you know what that means? Instead of picking at 32, you start at 20, and if you want to trade up, now you can trade up even higher.
And here's what I'll
You
say
know?
to all those people out there who are pushing back on people who are calling for the Chiefs to do something because they don't want to see us go back to the slums. Hey, greatness doesn't settle. I don't give a fuck what you do. I don't care what it is that you do. If you want to be the best at something, you keep pounding away until you can't pound no more, until you can't fucking push no more. Michael Jordan didn't just fucking settle. He kept fucking, once he fucking tasted that shit and he got a hold of a championship, that man didn't fucking settle. It's the same thing for Tom Brady. Once Brady got a chance and he ate from that fucking, that plate that's in that room for only the greats, he was like, I'm coming back. I want what was on that plate the last time. That was delicious. I ain't never had no shit like that.
And sometimes it takes you time to retool and gain, you know, to get back to that. Like people, it's like we said this before, man. Brady went 10 years without winning the Super Bowl again.
Exactly.
I'm just
Exactly.
saying. So it's
And
not that like
he
I
wanted to
keep
get
seeing people
back
saying
there.
it's over. Yeah, they keep saying it's over. The dynasty's over, and I'm just like, bro,
Yeah.
Mahomes. Look, Mahomes is getting older, but nigga, he's 30, bro. He's not
Yeah.
37. 30.
Yeah.
He's 30. The Chiefs still, and that's why I don't think the whole firing Andy Reid thing is dumb. It's dumb. Honestly, it's
No.
stupid. Because
But
I
I
do think
do
Reid deserves a chance to, kind of reel this in and make some changes. And now if he doesn't,
I do
that's a
think
different
that you
story.
have to understand as a head coach, you have to understand that I've got to do something to change what we're doing, or I'm going to lose this locker room. I don't believe he's lost the locker room, but I do believe that he's got these guys in a position where they've lost confidence. And it just could be for this year. Maybe they're just thinking to themselves, well, this just ain't our year, right?
And honestly, Dad, the way, and not even just because of how they played, how things have gone like throughout games, this
Yeah,
might not just be our year.
it just may not
There's been a
be.
lot of things there's been a lot of things I be seeing like things will happen during the game and I just be like, ain't no fucking way. It's like when fucking who was it, Dak that lost that fumble?
Yes. No, no, no. Was it
Uh
Dak?
it
Yes.
was Dak,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it was Dak.
Yeah, he lost. Yeah, because Turpin was the one that got it. Yeah, he lost the fumble,
Yeah.
damn near the goal line. We're right there. Ball. And Turpin ends up scooping it up. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. I'm just like, bro, we should have been able to get that ball, and we could have went down the field, got a field goal, won the game.
Well,
It's
that was the.
little
Oh, you
things like
are you
that.
talking? Are you talking about the one where McDuffie strips it out of? No, that's the one where McDuffie
Yeah,
strips it out of. He strips it out of Pickens' hands.
yeah,
Strips
it
it
was
out of
Pickens,
Pickens' hands, and then
and Turpin
Tranquil
comes and
comes
picks
up.
it up.
Tranquil came over, and instead of going for the ball, he was actually going for another lick on Pickens, and as the ball rolls out. So yeah, he tried to reach back for it, but he was too late, right? And you're right, it's shit like that. It was like like the interception that hit Bolton in the hands and Shamari Connor, right? At the same damn time.
This year, man, it's been a
Yep.
lot, like a lot of those that the ball has just not been bouncing our way. You know what
And
I'm saying? In a lot of these situations, so
that's
it
sometimes
happens.
how things happen, right? So, the defensive side of the ball, yes, I won't say it's perfect. It's not. But I will say that Spags did put together a better game plan the last time. And Chris Jones played lights out this past game against the Texans. I will also say that you have other guys on this team now that, if McDuffie is injured for any amount of time for the
I think it's
next.
gonna play. He practiced. He practiced in the today.
Yeah. Well,
They said he was sore, but
I
who
also
knows,
say make sure you put Noah Williams on the goddamn field.
man.
You gotta put him on the field. I don't give a fuck
Dad,
what
speaking of
is
that,
going on.
speaking of that, what did I say? I swear, bro. What did I say the Chiefs needed to do with this cornerback thing? Put Williams on the outside.
He has to be on the
Put
outside.
yeah, put Watson on the outside. They can look. Watson is good enough, along with Knowles, to hold his own on the outside because he has the size, right?
Yes.
He's
Yes.
got the speed. Now, is he perfect? No, he's gonna get
No.
beat from time to time. But you know, he's like a ranked top 15 corner in this league. I don't know if people realize this. He has a P. And look, we don't always go by PFF grades all the time, but when quarterbacks are targeting him, their PFF grade is like a 67
Are you talking about
overall
Noel or
grade.
are you talking about Watson?
I'm talking about Watson.
Yeah.
Know this,
Yeah.
but now don't get me wrong. He does have times where he gets beat. Look, I get it, but I think they can hold their own and they match up better with these like bigger receivers to where
Yes.
they can be fine on the outside. Put McDuffie in the slot.
I
Now,
think.
does that mean does that
Excuse
mean
me.
that McDuffie is always going to be in the slot? No, because you can still move him around from time to time.
But
But
you should. But he should be there
predominantly,
75% of the
yeah,
time.
exactly. I don't understand why this is a hard concept. Noah Williams, Watson, McDuffie. Those are your three.
Yep.
It should be like Fulton should be in that right? But I look, we ain't even gonna talk about
Fulton,
Fulton.
yeah, Fulton should, but we know, hey, look, it's not happening.
Yeah, it's a weird situation. It's a weird
I,
situation. So
I just know that right now we have some we have some real we have some real issues, and the issues are, I would say, probably 50% to 60% coaching, and I'd say another 40% is personnel. Not necessarily saying that we don't have the personnel, but we have personnel that should be on the field as well that are not being fucking used. So I say, hey, time to fucking shake things up. And if that
yeah,
means
I think
firing,
it's like
if that means firing some coaches, then so be it. I'm
yeah, it's
sorry.
like 85% coaching to me.
Well, I mean, I'll give some of them coaches, like, you know, I'll give some of them coaches a pass, right, when it comes to certain shit, because there are some guys, when you put them out there on the field, you know, that they're not going to have this and they're not going to have that, but you're just trying to get them in there where they can perform in situational football and perform well. And sometimes that's hard to do, you know, especially trying to get them in and out off the field when it comes to
Man,
like third and short and shit like that. It just kind of depends.
hey, what's the DB coach's name? What's his name again? The
I
black
gotta look it.
dude.
I gotta look it up.
Because
Um,
I think hold on, let me see.
I'm trying to remember if it's the same one from last
Dave
year.
Merritt.
Merritt. That's right, Dave
Yeah.
Merritt.
Now to me, he's safe.
Yeah.
Don't touch him. Leave
No,
him where he's at.
he's fine. He's
Yeah.
not the problem.
Joe Cullen. I think Joe Cullen. I think is that who I'm thinking about?
Joe Cullen is the defensive
Yeah,
line
he's the
coach.
defensive line coach.
Yeah.
Um, he's fine too because I don't think necessarily like he's not in charge of like personnel decisions, so he can only do so much.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like I think those two. Like I think the defensive coaching staff for the most part is fine. Like I don't really as far as like coaching staff, it's more so offense for me.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
Joe Cullen is not my problem. Andy Heck is more my problem as far as line coaches. Andy Heck is the offensive line coach for the
Yeah,
Chiefs, and
I don't know.
I have a
I don't know what
problem.
he doing, bro.
I have a problem with him because I don't think he's developing guys the way he should. Uh, I also have a problem with what's his name, Embry, the wide receiver coach. I don't think he should have ever been able to coach a wide
Hey, I will say
receiver.
though, what I will say about Andy Heck though, now I don't think they should have did this anyway, but he did say he felt like Kingsley was a better guard than he was a left tackle. And now we didn't get a real big sample size of him at left tackle.
No,
But so far, he's been pretty goddamn good at left guard. So he might have been onto something there
I'm not
in that
necessarily saying
regard.
he's a bad, but I'm saying he's been there long enough that we should have better backups than what we do, especially at left tackle. The only reason why Jalen Moore, came there is because he was supposed to be in a starting left tackle. They didn't realize Simmons was going to fall into their lap the way he did. So, but I think you should have a better right tackle and better left tackle backup than what you do. But I also think you got to develop those guys. They're not going to be the greatest off the rip, but you got to develop them. So that's just my thinking. So if
Damn, Andy
you,
Heck was a top 15 pick.
who was,
Andy Heck.
what about him?
He used to be a top 15 pick in the NFL
Yeah, probably so.
for the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
Or no, the Seahawks. I take that back.
Oh,
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
so I'm a y'all have to forgive me. Like I said, I'm not feeling the greatest, but I wanted to get some content out, and we wanted to talk about this. And if you have any questions yourself, or you have any comments, if you have something to say about what I've said in this video or what we've said in this video, leave it in the comments section. We'd love to hear from everybody. We do try to answer every question that we get. And we do try to answer, honestly. It's one of the things we do. So just keep in mind, Chiefs fans, that it's looking very hard for us to get into the playoffs. We would have to win out, and we really need the Colts to lose the rest of their games, and we also need the Chargers to, lose at least 3 of the next 4 games they have. So, and I don't know if it's going to happen necessarily. So, all I can tell you is this is going to be a really weird season without the Chiefs being in the playoffs if it does happen. It's going to be something we haven't experienced for a while. So,
Hey, look, hey, the Chiefs. Look, this ain't gonna happen. This is a miracle shot, nigga. Could you imagine if they get in on some bullshit and then run it and then win? Oh man, the
this
amount
is,
it's not gonna happen. Look,
I,
the chances of that happening is very slim to none. For that, I'm aiming for the stars. Could you imagine
oh, I could.
the salt from? Oh, that would be fucking gold. I don't know if that would be better for the team as long in the long term, honestly. But boy, would that be funny as hell, dog.
Well, we'll just have to wait and
I
see.
don't think it's a good thing for the long term though, because then that means that nobody's.
The Chiefs play the Chargers this weekend at noon in Arrowhead. And I am really, really hoping that the Chiefs come to play in this AFC rivalry game.
Man, Jalen Hurts was bad,
So
bad.
I
Oh
really
my.
hope. I really hope so. So anyway, that's it for us tonight. I would give a prediction, but I'm kind of scared to give a prediction because I don't
Man,
know
fuck
which
that. Chiefs
I don't
win
I don't know.
20,
Well, I'm
20 to
hoping that
17.
I'm hoping for the win. I mean that's of course that's a definite. I just don't know as far as score goes.
I'm
I'm
going
gonna say
2017.
I'm gonna say 24-21 Chiefs by field goal. So, and speaking of that, just before we go, Bucker, you got to get your head out your ass.
Bruh, I
God,
don't. Maybe that leg is really fucking with him
ever since
because
that
look,
surgery, ever since that
Bucker,
surgery,
yeah, man. Because look, Bucker is one of the greatest. Look, like this. I'm so serious when I say this, bro. He's literally one of the best kickers ever, bro. And when it comes to being clutch, and I'm just talking about what he's
yeah,
done for the Chiefs since he has, bro. We don't win these Super Bowls without him. Straight up,
no,
with the
no,
kicks that he's made, and stuff like that. Something got to be going on with that leg, bro. It's got to be because he
it's
don't
got to
miss
be,
like this, bro. It's something going on with that leg. It's this ain't normal. You don't just fall off a cliff like that, especially after what he did last year.
yeah.
He was
So
excellent last year.
well,
So
he missed some last year, but it was because he was having problems with the leg. So and then he did the
well, I know after
cleanup.
the injury, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So we'll see. But anyway, that is our show for tonight. for this week. We hope you guys enjoy it. And if you can, like I said, hit that like button, hit that sub button, leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you guys. I'm Big Temp. That's Mr. Mike LaFleur. We are the Cavecast, and we look forward to hearing from you guys. And we'll see you guys again next week after a Chiefs victory. God, I'm hoping we win this game this week.
Man.
Y'all take it
Okay,
easy.
yeah.